We were seeing a lot of different characters, but now we're seeing the Great Sword. We're seeing a lot of weapons from Use, but the Great Sword's back, and Lores on the Kaya. I think this is going to be a very exciting match.
Oh, yeah. I think if we have any chance of seeing a reset, it is going to be right here with this matchup. You said only, well, 57% is
of the matches won on the side of
is the advantage.
Use, yeah.
I mean, this should be an absolute scrap between these two guys. Use, of course, you're defending a world champion from 2023, trying to get a good W in his region.
Goes for the immediate little mix-up there, the dash through, and catches the jump already. Use pulling out all the stops to get some big damage built up.
They're going to send Lores up the sky, missing that pogo, coming back down the stage. Catch him with the Sayer, though. Oh, Yu's doing a really good job of staying out of the way of the follow-ups off of that spear. Switching over to Sword here, looking for that knockout. Same game plan, just different player, bro.
Yeah,
same game plan. Rack up the damage on Great Sword, switch over to Sword, sit him up at the top, get the recovery off the top of the stage, and go next.
Working out so far. The neutral light sends off stage. Yu's actually wanting to play the game of the edge guard. The recovery kind of saves Lores there, but it doesn't matter because the landing gets caught with that neutral light on the sword. And again, Lores not only has to worry about this set, but the next one, if he can win this one, Yu's just looking to tap this win on in. I mean, Yu's right now has been playing absolutely lights out on the Great Sword. The landing side air sets up a nice little damage situation where Lores is struggling to find the KO on Bo. I mean, the story of Bo right here.
Yeah. I mean, it is famous for just being one of those weapons. It's kind of hard to fish for a knockout sometimes. Lores is going to go ahead and be able to find one off the top of the stage there, though. So, juggling the weapons, trying to hold on onto the control and the bow. Yu's being sent up in the air off the neutral.
Okay. Landing Sayer there for Lores to try to disrupt some of this momentum, but Yu's right now on the sword, and if the strategy is true, a little bit too early in the damage. I don't know if Yu's wants this early. Goes for the downlight into ground pound. That's a kind of a risky option. Lores doesn't punish it, and Yu's getting back to the stage and holding that dominant position. Swings a little bit too close to the ledge. That's a big reversal for Lores.
See if he's gonna back up and pick up this Great Sword, hope for a little more damage.
Right now it's not happening though. Yu's relying on this sword and a classic dash jump down air to break the mold. Doesn't get much off of it though. Lores with a big nair to send up. Yu's struggling to find this KO move now, but the recovery does scoop and doesn't KO even in that deep red, and Lores takes the weapon toss and nairs out of it.
The Kaya defense, bro. Kaya defense holding on to that stock for Lores. What a ground pound, huge hitbox.
Man, that's a huge turn for Lores.
Yes. I mean, Use has him in knockout range. I mean, he can tie this up very, very, very quickly.
You see that downlight, you just need that recovery, but Lores knows that. I mean, that's kind of the crux of having such a solid move. That downlight is everything the sword player wants. Use finds it though, and that's gonna be a last stock situation as close as it can get here. Game one of this set. I think we're going the distance, and this game's going the distance. They are so close right now.
No, this is good. I mean, things are always a little different in the opening game. You always got to get those downloads. You always got to let the players fall into their rhythm. But, man, this is definitely, it's definitely off the stat line. I mean, this is definitely what we could have expected here in this opening game. Yuzo trying to reach in, couldn't find anything except that opener. The damage just so even between these two players. Lores hitting the pogo, backing up, trying to find something, waiting for Yu's to whiff.
Punish on the bridge, of course. You want to wait for the second hit, not the first one. You're always waiting for the second option the Great Sword players are going to use. Lores with a big open up there. That neutral sig not enough to KO. The Mammoth comes in. Lores with a great edge guard sequence right here, though. Goes for that gravity cancel slide light to cover the center of the stage. Use foregoing the sword for the Great Sword potentially, but Lores doesn't give it to him easily as the ground pound comes through on the spear. And right now, Lores has the opportunity to take this game, but down air is too far away from Use. Use is going to have one last mix-up in their pocket and gets away with it. The nair actually reversals the situation, but Lores, basically anything will KO, and the neutral light does on the bow as Lores takes game one.
Wow. Okay. No, that was really good, but it was so close.
Yeah.
It was a super close. Hughes just had that second stock especially. He was having such a hard time being able to build up the damage and confirm that knockout, and it gave Lores the opportunity to kind of put himself in the position to be able to steal that game away from him there. That was a good pace for the set, though. That was nice.
Yeah, I mean, we saw, you know, that feeling out as we were talking about in the first games of these long sets, or potentially very long sets, where they're not really pulling out all the punches yet. They're just trying to catch the habits. And so far, Lores has been coming out on top very consistently with the bow and contending in that neutral. You did just contend on the ground versus Kaina, one of the best players on the ground. Yuz is kind of playing, I was talking about kind of doing what Kaina does, but on Greatsword now, and it's Lores it's working. So we'll see if this same game plan, or if Yuz is going to play a lot more aggressive, and so far doing so with that soft platform assistance on those juggles, the side light into the up, but doesn't find the active input connection. And that's going to be big for Lores, who's just kind of getting put in the blender right now. Big damage, but a blender of their own with that nair on the bow.
So I wonder if, I mean, maybe that's the thing to take the advantage here. I mean, turn up the pressure a little bit. I know it sounds weird saying this, but maybe play just a little more aggressive. Try and mix Lores up a little bit here. Get some good openers and try and confirm the stock here so far.
That's a big side air.
There it is. No, not enough to be able to take to the top of this pretty tall map here.
Nice run up neutral light for Yuz to punish that accordingly. No dodge, I believe, and just sends up again with the recovery. He's 2 for 2 on that right now, where he'll unarm recovery, pick up the weapon, and then catch your landing accordingly with the Greatsword Nair.
Very good, and looks like pretty reliable option for him.
Yeah, I mean, imagine that being reliable. Like, I'm just so locked in, I'm so cracked that I'll just be able to find that. I mean, he's crazy.
What else he does? The dare recovery on Greatsword? Yeah, that's crazy too.
Right now, Laura's dancing with the bow on the ground and tries to find some connection, but playing a very aerial base, something that is kind of underrated on the Greatsword. Of course, a very strong grounded threat, as we're seeing this grounded options picking Laura's disadvantage alive. But right now, it's working out in the air as well, contending with the bow even, saying, I know my Sarah is going to beat yours out.
Ooh, Lores getting good pressure off stage here. Yuz able to find his way back over the side of the stage.
Oh, and the
recovery, Nair. Lores coming back down with the Sair, though, pushing Yuz back. Another Sair pulling him off the platform, sending him off the stage. Yes, gonna lay down the signature, confirm the stock, and Lores trying to go up 2-0 in this set. This is crazy.
I mean, we were talking about, you know, a long set and potentially a long second set, but right now it might just be a 3-0 if Lores can keep up pace. Right now, Yuz finding no safety on the stage, using that soft platform to assist the landing, but hasn't found a hit in quite a while. The Nair sends up, but not much more than that as they're dancing on the other side of the stage. Lores saying, you know what, I have that stock lead, I'm going to hold on to it. Yuz going for the dodge away read, doesn't find the option. Air not enough to KO quite yet on the side of Yuz. The recovery comes through as well. Lores not giving anything for free, and that's a big opportunity for reversal now. Yuz with the sweat beads. Lores can't find the pop-up, but gets some damage, and this is all extra credit, mind you. Lores is up a stock right now. This is Yuz's last.
Absolutely, and he's cool, calm, and collected, getting the job done here against the defending world champ. Ooh, D-Light into Sair, weapon throw. Yuz gonna dodge his way through the unarmed Sair, gonna go ahead and catch recovery, send Lores up to the blast zone, but Yuz is pretty damaged here in his final stock.
Nice pogo there, down there on the spear to disrupt Yuz, but Yuz right now looking to rack on some big damage, but a reversal ground pound on the spear, catches right below the lip of that wall, and that's gonna be Lores taking game number 2 with the spear. Oh my goodness, this could be a 3-0 for Lores right now.
Absolutely, but Yuz has to have that comfort of knowing, okay, even if I blow this set, like even if I just completely throw this one away, I can still go next. It's not over. Maybe at this point, just learn everything you can, save your energy, and take it back into the reset.
It could be, I mean, you know, there's so much in terms of like player mentality.
Exactly.
I mean, there's many books written about it by much smarter people than us, but it really does come down to sometimes it might be better to get into the second set quickly. Maybe Yuz can find an opportunity to force a game 5 and test Lores' endurance. There's a lot that Yuz can play, and that's the advantage of being in the winner's side of Grand Finals. Lores, you know, can't be thinking about that right now. He's thinking of that 3-0, get to the set that matters, that true finals, but nonetheless, we're here on Western Air Temple. I feel like the first time we've seen this in a while on this stream today, as we're going to see if the stage can be the difference maker for Yuz, if Lores is going to force the reset.
So far, so good. Just now taking his first bit of damage off that Greatsword. He's backing up, trying to find a way to get back down the stage and set up a good opener here. Reaching off the side of the stage, could not catch the re-entry from Lores to get back up on platform.
Yeah, Yus has been playing pretty solidly until Lores gets that bow and just starts cooking. I mean, it's just so much damage right now. Look at how much damage Yus has already taken. The Greatsword hasn't been finding success right now. As that stick catches the soft platform on the left side of Western Air Temple, and that's going to take a stock. Oh my goodness, what's going on? Lores has a major lead.
Yeah, a huge lead, taking next to no damage on the opening stock. Lores has got himself in just a perfect position here to be able to reset this grand finals. Yus, though, fighting back a little bit here. Hasn't taken any damage on the second stock and almost has it confirmed on Lores. Ooh, Sweatbeats came out, but Yus could not find the dare or anything to be able to confirm that stock off of Lores. Can't catch a landing, can't catch nothing. Lores trying to get back up, finally gets a drop, a bow in hand, and right back to putting some more damage on Yus.
Nice nair to pop up. Yus still struggling to find that first stock here in this game number 3. Lores just continues to play so solidly on the bow. Yus can't find anything here. The side light whiffing is going to give Lores an opportunity, but the down light into the nair is going to close out that stock with a quickness as we get into a 2-stock apiece situation. No matter the damage, I feel like Yus is good at catching that. It's fast. It's very heads up, especially at higher damage, and he catches it every time. I
don't know why I said downstairs recovery, but you knew what I meant. That's all that matters. No, he just makes it look so easy, so clean, so just automatic, bro.
Yeah. It's just another confirm in the book of Yus' repertoire of weapons. This is right now, hopefully the Greatsword can be the answer versus Lores on the spear, which I don't think we've been seeing a lot of the spear, but it's been getting KOs in those clutch moments, so maybe it can do something big here.
I was going to say, about all we've seen from it is, it comes out with a good ground pound on stage. Ooh,
that was scary.
That was a good dodge from Lores. A great job staying out of the way of that. Ooh, caught that weapon throw, though. Yus diving off the side, looking for that confirmation.
Nice.
Lores dropping underneath to come back up with the unarmed recovery, trying to inch his way over to that weapon drop. Yus shutting it down, swapping over to Greatsword, ground pounding his way down. Unarmed knockout there from Lores. Going to put that bow back in his hands, but no, he is going to swap over the spear and try and use it to confirm this last stock of Yus. No.
Lores is one game, one stock even away from resetting the bracket here, but Yus getting a clean KO to force this last stock situation. This is the big moment for Lores here, who wants to force that reset quickly with a 3-0 over Yus. We'll see if Yus can find something on this Greatsword. You've been waiting for it. It was working so well in the previous sets. Not so much here versus Lores' bow, who's been juggling Yus.
Wait. Oh. He's so good on bow, man. He is so good. Although Yus getting some good swings off that Greatsword. There we go. Now we're seeing that Yus Greatsword come out a little bit here. A little more explosiveness from it instead of just those 1-2 shot grabs there.
Lores forcing those options out of Yus early, forcing decisions early, but as soon as Yus gets back with the Greatsword, it can all change in a moment, and that's going to be Yus taking that game away. Where Lores looks so solidly, the right side soft platform play with the bow. I feel like, Yus might not touch the ground before the next set, but there he was able to find their bearings on the Greatsword. They got that big string, and then those recoveries on the sword are going to be such a consistent way to close out those stocks. The nair didn't do it, but the recovery does.
So close. Only a 90 damage difference between Yus and Lores that game. Yus getting on the board there. That may have been trouble for Lores. Letting Yus get it figured out, pull out a win here before it got reset. I wonder if Yus is going to bring this back a little bit and start to work a little more in his favor against Lores. We're seeing he's definitely locked in, just going to go straight from the beginning of the game. Weapon starve, Lores out. Allowed Lores to get onto that bow, though, and see how that is going to affect the opening of this game.
It's interesting because I feel like the soft platforms are helping Lores out a lot in terms of pressuring Yus' landings. And now you're going over to Demon Island, which might not be the place you want to find yourself, versus Yus the downlight into the ground pound, looks to tap in the stock, doesn't find the KO. Lores forcing some calm here, gets the reversal. Yus getting unarmed for it, but the unarmed nair comes in, and now we're back to pretty even damage.
I mean, exactly a good point. You take those soft platforms away, and you just double the length of the stage. And you just give Yus so much more room to work with that Greatsword. Be able to build those strings. Lores kind of hugging that wall a little bit, found his perfect opportunity to go ahead and catch that re-entry back on the stage. Yus, nice recovery, not enough to take it up to that tall height of Demon Island. That will get it done, though. So clean. So clean, and that gives him, I think, the first opening advantage he's had so far in the set.
Yeah, the first lead, I think, for Yus. I mean, he's been, that last game, he had to come from behind and take it there. And nonetheless here, Hughes looking pretty solidly on the greatsword so far, gets the dash back, but Lores dashes through, forcing a cross-up, and then sigs to the left, and it works out.
Like, it was so frame perfect, you almost couldn't even see it.
Yeah.
Like, he just reappeared on the opposite side of Hughes. Hughes trying to catch a landing from Lores.
Catch, as you were talking about, that recovery catching the landing very successfully. Lores in a bad spot in the corner, but a nice little open up, a little three-piece on the side of the bow to get some space. And right now, Hughes is getting pieced up quite a bit. You got to find some control here.
But he has a pretty comfortable lead here on the second stock. And now he has weapon control. He has stage control.
Yeah, and you see that from Hughes. He's like, I have an opportunity to weapon starve. I'm not going to try to play that risky downlight game to get punished. But that downlight doesn't, and it actually punishes Lores' drift. The recovery comes through and closes out that stock right now. Hughes picking up the momentum. This could be a game 5.
Lores needed to close out game number 3. I am telling you, momentum is so important in this game. He gave Hughes an opening, and now, I mean, that's what makes him professionals, folks. He saw that opening, saw the opportunity, and he is exploiting it any way he can. Lores getting a nice air behind him.
Tries to charge up that sig. It doesn't find a connection and gives you some extra damage.
Nice dodge. He tried to catch that dare again, bro.
In use right now with that juggle, the nair sends up. The sweat beats come out for Lores, but the bow reversals with that nair. And you're getting a little bit of time for some space, and that ground pound's big on the unarmed. It's not over yet, folks.
No, it is not, but Lores is looking pretty bruised, pretty battered on this last stock. Hughes has that sword in hand. We know he can snipe out those knockouts pretty easily, and that, not enough. Demon Island, that tall ceiling, gonna go ahead and save the stock of Lores. Oh, everybody's dancing here. Good neutral movement from both these players. Lores is going to get the exchange there. Hughes, that one is going to confirm, and we are going to see a game number 5. Whew. We knew it was going to happen, though. We knew.
627 damage for Hughes that game. I mean, just a showing of building that damage on the greatsword. And, you know, I mean, if you look at Lores' damage, every single stock, you're in the deep red as Hughes here. And I mean, you know, even though he kind of dragged out those stocks, he was still looking pretty solidly confident. Lores has been getting opportunities where Hughes will drop a juggle with the greatsword or hope the recovery won't KO, and then Lores lands back on the stage with a bow. Gets a couple hits, but after those hits, not really finding those confident positions where he can continue to rack on damage. Hughes is just landing and pushing buttons and pushing the objective forward, and Lores has been kind of getting caught in that, and it's been rough for him. We'll see if this stage counterpick can be the difference. It's a smaller stage, but still no soft platform to assist.
And still plenty of room for Hughes to continue to use a greatsword. Lores has that bow in hand. Hughes dropping the dare right in front of him. It's just the very, you can see how much more tactical everything has become. You get into these, these very high risk situations, these
high pressure, high stakes. I mean, you know.
I mean, we're not even playing and we feel the pressure.
Yeah, this is it right here. You got to force this game 5. Hughes needs to tap this one in to close out the set, and a big open up with the side light is going to be able to find the KO as Hughes with a big lead here. I do say big, but I mean, we've been seeing what Lores has been able to do with one opportunity. Gets a weapon on hand, and it is the spear this time. I feel like the spear hasn't been finding as much success as the last games, and Hughes kind of punishing Lores for it. That's a big open up there. A nice string to get some damage. Another string on the side of Lores, who just takes a ride with the string and doesn't burn the dodge early and says, I'll just use my dodge to go low.
He's already got Lores in knockout range. I'm serious, man. Lores needed to win game number 3 because Hughes is in his head now, bro.
He can't find anything. He can't find any KO move. The Kaya has been finding that success in the SIGs, but nothing is connecting. Nothing is sticking to Hughes right now.
No, Hughes looking like he's going to, okay, there we go. Gonna go ahead, Lores gonna confirm that stock, but Hughes looking like he's in a really good position to confirm that reverse sweep against Lores here in grand finals, because Hughes is looking fantastic on this greatsword right now. Right back in his hand, getting the juggles in, going straight back to work. Where was this Hughes the first couple games, fam?
I don't know, but he's kicked into this gear on the greatsword. The damage is coming out. I mean, this is exactly what you want if you're Hughes here. Lores gets a recovery there on the bow, and I've been saying, like, he's getting a hit out of disadvantage, but he's not finding comfort on the stage because Hughes just gets one big open up again, and all that hard work slips away. Nice catch there on the anti-air. Neutral light doesn't find it. Avoids that slide off.
Trying.
Side sig. That would have been big.
We're slide charging SIGs. We're grasping for straws here. Weapon throw coming out. Use. Try to catch that edge guard. Lorez is going to sneak his way back up on stage. Full stock advantage for Use. He almost had it right there. Gravity cancel D-Light. Trying to finish up from there. Lorez is going to take him to that full 45-degree corner. But Use is sitting up perfectly healthy on last stock. Lorez well into knockout range.
I'm feeling the nervousness,
Yes.
I think, on Use. Like, this is your one opportunity. You just need one hit. It really comes down to that. And Lorez doesn't want to give it, but the down air into the nair locks it in as Use is your trial of Skadi champion with the J-Yoon once again.
So good. He is so good on that weapon. Defending world champion, gonna go ahead and secure that dub in the trial of Skadi.
The J-Yoon is back.
Oh, is it back?
The J-Yoon is back.
South America putting on such a clinic today. Exciting sets, good dominating sets, good close
back and forth
sets. Just a little mix of everything. A cornucopia, if you will, of a